Hey guys, what is up? Mike here, Laker Talk. Let's talk Lakers basketball. Want to get my thoughts on the Lakers losing to the Cavaliers yesterday, and where do we go from here? All right, we all saw it. Lakers lose to the Cavs yesterday. Cavs, one of the worst teams in the NBA, if not the worst team. They have 8 wins. They had lost 12 straight coming into Staples Center. Haven't won since December 18th. They literally have nobody on their squad. They have Sexton and a couple other guys, but it's just a bunch of scrubs, really, a bunch of role players. And they beat the Lakers. Stu Land said it. There's no sense of urgency. Where do you go from here? What's going on with the Lakers? I'll explain my thoughts. Here's the deal. So let me just recap. My last video, I requested trade after the Utah Jazz game. Not because we lost to the Jazz. I knew we were gonna, that's something on the schedule where 80% of the time you're gonna mark an L on that particular game. It's the fact that I see that the Lakers have a bunch of role players and we need another star to maintain the fort if one of our other stars go down. If LeBron James goes down again or whatnot, you just need 2 stars. And right now, we don't have that. As good as our young guys are, and when I request a trade, as a fan, and when I talk about a trade, you guys gotta really look at the logic and reason. I'm not saying Kuzma is trash. I'm not saying Brandon Ingram is trash. I'm not saying Lonzo Ball is trash. I'm not saying Josh Hart is trash. You can't trade a player that is trash, okay? I'm saying these guys, young guys, I'm kind of judging where they are and their potential at the moment. They're not all-stars, they're role players. And I'm saying we can package a couple of these guys for an all-star, for a stud that can carry the team when you need him, right? In addition to LeBron James. That's where the Bradley Beal sort of thing comes into play. And I don't believe we have a shot at any other free agent outside of Anthony Davis in 2020. He's not coming to the Lakers. We don't have any other shots. So I'm saying we got to package one of our 2 of our young guys and a pick or something like that, and make a trade for Bradley Beal. I say Bradley Beal because he's the guy that I want. Now, I posted this video on Saturday. The next day, he plays Toronto and Kawhi Leonard in them. He scores 43 points, 15 assists, and 10 rebounds in a double overtime game against Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors. A very good game. Mind you, it's almost too late. The fact that Bradley Beal is playing like an MVP player. The fact that they don't have John Wall. Wizards might want to keep Bradley Beal. It might be too late for the Lakers to make a trade for him. I don't know. He's playing. If he continues this pace, he's definitely playing like an MVP player. He's putting up LeBron James numbers, and he's becoming a superstar right in front of our eyes. We have a shot to get him just as an all-star reserve, but he's becoming a superstar basically. I'll come back to Bradley Beal. So that just proves and then we come. I was actually thinking the Lakers were going to beat the Cavs and Chicago Bulls. I'm looking into the tough schedule coming into the All-Star break and next year. It's not going to get any easier. And I'm looking at our guys. And so here's why the Lakers need to make some changes. Here's why we need to make a trade. And we'll talk about Luke Walton in a second, whether he needs to go. The Lakers have a bunch of role players, right? Kuzma is a role player. All right, he looks good with LeBron James. Brandon Ingram has a skill set that I like more than Kuzma's skill set, even though Kuzma's a better scorer. But he doesn't max his potential out, in my opinion, Brandon Ingram. Lonzo Ball is a guard that can get the ball up the floor. His shot is inconsistent. His driving is inconsistent. His free throw is inconsistent. But for the most part, he has some intangibles and things you can work with. Josh Hart has fallen off. He's a role player. He's fallen off since LeBron James left. So you got these guys who are just role players, and no one of these guys can really man up and take over the game when we need them. And that's why we're struggling right now without LeBron James. So you got a bunch of role players, and it gets frustrating for me as a fan. I'm like, you guys, he's scoring 20 points, this 30 points, 41 points. We got to package one of these guys. These are role players. We got to package one of these guys. You can't get a Bradley Beal without packaging a good player. That's why I throw Kuzma in there, right? Kuzma is a good player. But for me, on our squad, he's a role player. He can't take over a game when we need him. Brandon Ingram is not ready to take over a game when we need him. Lonzo Ball can't do it. These are role players. And you've seen it yesterday, and Pete from Laker Film Room actually tweeted out saying something like he's going to break down a video on why we're horrible in the half-court set. I was thinking the same thing. The Lakers have no half-court set, no half-court scheme. There's nobody to go to in the half-court. It's pass, pass, pass. There's no pin downs. There's no this, that. And you're dishing it out over here to Kuzma. He's jacking up a three, and he's missing it. You're coming off this, and you're putting it over there to Josh Hart. He's jacking up a three, and he's missing it. Lonzo Ball is inconsistent. He had a decent first half yesterday. Brandon Ingram doesn't take any threes. Like, if Brandon Ingram was pulling up from three, and I think he could probably hit that at 35%, in my opinion, I would appreciate that. I want to see a guy who can step out like KD and hit the three. Brandon Ingram don't take the three ball. And he doesn't take it. He doesn't, he's like lackadaisical. I don't know what's going on with Brandon Ingram. Kuzma, in my opinion, is, I feel like he's playing pickup ball out there. Like, he's still playing with this, he plays with this energy like he's trying to make the team, but it's like, calm down. I don't know if that was the right play at that moment. I don't know if that was the right shot. It's like he's got a green light no matter what. And to me, his overall sense of the game, IQ wise, is very low in my opinion. He's got this, he's trying to score the ball, and he does it at a decent clip, right? If for on NBA purposes. He can score over 20 points. But in the scheme of the game, the Lakers are close, and you're just taking bad shots. He's kind of like a shooting turnover. He's on the floor. You can see even in the last 2 minutes, he shot a three ball, and he goes into to get the foul. It's like he's playing clumsy, but he can score the ball. But just to me, it's like we can't rely on that. I can't trust it. So his stock is high. I'm saying package him. Package Kuzma, and to be honest with you, talk to me. If Wizards said, hey, here's Bill, we need Lonzo Ball in this deal, I'm entertaining that thought. I said in the last video, I want to hold on to Lonzo Ball. Even if Lonzo Ball had to take a regressed role as a backup, I want to hold on to Lonzo Ball for a little bit. That's just me. But if Wizards was like, give me Lonzo and this guy, I mean, let's do something. Let's talk. Let's have coffee and let's work this out. I'm not saying anybody's safe. I'm saying we need to get a guy like Bradley Beal and build around him with LeBron James. Because our young core right now, our young guys are role players. They are role players trying to maintain the fort with LeBron James out. Now, LeBron James is so good that he can take role players and turn them into rising stars. You see how horrible Tristan Thompson looks for the Cavs? I mean, like, the dude looked like he has 2 left feet. And LeBron James was able to get him an $85 million contract. I mean, goodness gracious. That's how good LeBron James is. So, yes, if LeBron James comes back, and he's probably a week or 2 away, he comes back, our guys are going to rise and propel themselves to be these rising stars again, right? But I don't know if that's enough. I don't know. My patience is not there. We need another rising star. I think you package 2 of these guys, you get a Bill in there, and with Bill and LeBron James, 2 guys who can dominate at any moment. If you take a rest, Bill can dominate. If LeBron James on the floor, he can dominate and propel everybody. And Bill makes a lot of people around him better as well. So the Lakers need to make a change for a guy that can work in the half court, that can dominate when we need him. We need multiple stars, and we have role players right now. Outside of that, does Luke Walton need to go? I don't think he's the problem. He's good enough. He's a good enough coach to beat the Cavs. I know that, but it didn't look good yesterday. So I'm not so quick to say it's only Luke's fault. If we get a new coach in there with our same guys, that we can, no, these guys are still role players. It doesn't change the fact that we need a star to help to play with LeBron James moving into the end of the season, second half of the season. That's my thoughts. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for commenting, liking, subscribing. As always, follow me on Twitter and Mike Sports LA. I'll have you guys. Peace.